Hello, thank you for coming back to my kitchen. You are very, very welcome as always. Today I'm going to be making a chocolate Guinness cake. This cake has been inspired, really. It's something I've never normally done. I've only ever made this cake once. I intended to make it for my YouTube channel, but I've only made it once just to check that everything was okay, and it is absolutely delicious. But this was inspired by one of my favourite YouTubers called Catherine from Dainty Diaries. Now she does crafts and gardening. I've been watching her for years and years. She's from Ireland and she drinks Guinness. She's a dainty little thing, but she drinks these huge pints of Guinness. So yes, I was looking through my recipe books, as you do. I would have gone straight past the recipe for chocolate Guinness cake if it hadn't have been for Dainty. So if you ever watch this, Dainty, this one's for you. I don't think you will. She's got a huge channel, mine is tiny, so she won't be watching this, but this is for her anyway. So first of all, we need to put our oven on. That's 160 if you've got a fan oven. That's 325 if you're Fahrenheit or gas Mark III. And then we need to line a cake tin. This is an 8-inch or 20-centimetre cake tin, one of those with higher sides. So to start with, we need to put 4 ounces or 125 grams of butter in a bowl, and this butter needs to be room temperature because it's going to be creamed. Then we're gradually going to add 8 ounces or 250 grams of soft brown sugar. In my jug I have 3 eggs. I'm just going to give those a little whip up and we'll add those to the mixture gradually. And as always, every now and again, just give your bowl a scrape down to get all those bits off the sides so it all gets nicely incorporated. With one last scrape and the rest of the egg going in, we should be done. So now we'll just put this aside and get on with mixing together our dry ingredients. In a bowl we need to add 6 ounces or 175 grams of plain flour. And here I have half a teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of bicarbonate of soda, and we'll just sieve those two. And then goes in 2 ounces or 50 grams of cocoa powder. And just give that a little mix up. This is the Guinness I'm using in case there's anybody out there that's not familiar with it, like I wasn't. And we need 200 millilitres measured out into a jug, and measure it out before you put it in the cake because it will have a big head on it and that needs to go flat. The first time I made this cake, I measured out the liquid to 200 and the head was on top, but as the head settled down to look like this without any head on, it settled down to above 200, so it needs to kind of slightly go flat and you might have to tip a little bit out to get down to the 200 millilitres. So now all we need to do is add in our dried mixture, the flour, the cocoa, etc., and a little bit of Guinness. and just give it a little mix round and just carry on adding them alternatively as we go. Oh, it smells nice. By the way, if you can't get Guinness, any stout will be fine. And the last drop of Guinness. And then bring back the cake tin that we prepared earlier and just pour the mixture in. There, that goes in the oven for about 55 minutes. So that's 55 minutes up. Let's get it out. Oh, look at this. So I'm just gonna put a knife, because it's such a deep cake, I'm just gonna put a knife through. It will have cracked slightly on top. So put the knife through one of the cracks and see, yeah, that's coming out clean, so that is done. So I would just leave the cake now to cool in the pan until I can touch the sides and it's comfortable to touch the sides, but so it is still slightly warm. And then I'll put it on a cooling rack and leave it to totally cool. I'm going to go off and have lunch while it's doing that, while it's cooling, and I'll be back later and we'll make the white chocolate cream topping. So the cake's now cool, we'll set that aside and get on with the white chocolate cream. And all I'm going to do, this is a vegetable peeler, I'm just going to run it down the side to make some curls. Should be enough. So I'll set the chocolate curls aside for later and we'll get on with the cream. So I have double cream here and I'm just going to measure out 200 millilitres. And we just want to tip about half of it into the pan to boil. While that's boiling, I'm going to chop up 7 ounces or 200 grams of white chocolate. Just chopping that in the squares is enough. There, once you see the first sign of the cream bubbling, just take it off the heat and put in the white chocolate. So that's 7 ounces or 200 grams of white chocolate that's just been cut up. There, just give that a little swirl to cover the chocolate, and that can be left for about 10 minutes just for the chocolate to melt. So my chocolate's had 10 minutes in the cream and I'm just going to give it a stir up. You'll see it all come up from the bottom of the pan. Actually, I could bring you down and show you what it looks like. There, so you're just stirring that white chocolate up in the cream. And just keep stirring. If there are any little bits of chocolate left there, they will melt in the heat of the cream. There, and it's quite smooth now. Oh, look at that, it looks delicious. So this I just transfer into a bowl. So it's going to be needed to leave in the bowl for about 15 minutes to chill. I'll let it go cool and then I'll put it in the fridge. And believe me, it is delicious. So just before the 15 minutes chilling time is up, I'm just going to whip up the other half of the cream. just stir in the chilled chocolate cream. Oh, look at this. Once that's all incorporated together, that will go back in the fridge for 15 minutes for more chilling. And then we will assemble the cake. There. So the white chocolate cream has been chilled for 15 minutes. So we're going to construct the cake. Oh, this is the good bit. So just spoon all this cream on top of the cake. I think the cake is supposed to look like the Guinness, and the cream on top is supposed to look like the froth on top of the Guinness. Oh, there. Just spread to the sides. I've whipped this cream a little stiffer than I did the first time I did it, but if yours isn't as thick as this, it's fine. It can run down the sides. It tastes nice. So I'm going to kind of try and push it a little down the sides too, just in a natural flow. So when the cream's on, we just sprinkle the white chocolate curls from earlier over the top. And we just finish off with a tiny dusting of cocoa. And there we have it. Chocolate Guinness cake covered in white chocolate cream and chocolate curls.